This is News 3 at 6.
A state of emergency is in place for Wisconsin as we deal with the snow and the cold.
We got an additional 8 inches here at the station today and are now bracing for dangerously cold weather. We have live team coverage of this storm. First, we're going to go to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with our first alert forecast. Gary?
Charlotte, now that the snow is over, we're waiting for the dangerously cold weather to arrive, and that'll be here during the day tomorrow and especially tomorrow night through Thursday morning. The blowing and drifting snow may become an issue in some areas where the snow is really light and fluffy. Most of the snow is over with now. However, as we take a look at other alert days, we have them in place for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We could see low temperatures as cold as 25 to 30 below zero in spots, especially Wednesday morning and Thursday morning. Daytime high temperatures that'll stay below zero through that time period, including about only 15 below zero for a high on Wednesday. And wind chills early in the morning, it could be down to 60 below zero, and daytime wind chills that could be as cold as 45 below zero. Storm system has moved out. There's another little patch of clouds moving through the Twin Cities with a couple of flurries. That will stay mainly to the north of us. Otherwise, skies will clear out. You can see the visibility is improving. Still a little low in the visibilities in east central Wisconsin as the snow moves out of there, but elsewhere the snow is pretty much over with. Low temperatures this morning started out in lower single digits. High temperatures made it up to around 20, especially from Madison on toward the east. But look where temperatures are now, right around 10 degrees, give or take a degree or two. Winds out of the northwest in the 10 to 20 mile per hour range are producing wind chills in the single digits and teens below zero, and those numbers will continue to drop. In fact, by tomorrow morning, we could be down to about 20 to 30 below zero. Wind chill advisories are in effect through tomorrow morning and into early tomorrow afternoon, and then it becomes a wind chill warning from tomorrow evening all the way through Thursday morning for all of southern Wisconsin. By tomorrow morning, the actual low temperature should drop to around 7 below zero. The high temperature tomorrow only reaching 1 below zero, and it gets colder after that. I'll have the full details on weather in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. The state of emergency will last for the next few days.
It also allows state agencies to help with recovery efforts, but authorities hope you will stay home if possible. Amy Reed has an update on conditions. Amy?
Hey, yeah, we are driving eastbound on the Beltline right now. We just passed the Park Street exit, and for the most part, it looks like people are taking our advice and staying off the roads. There's not too much traffic out here, and last night's the crews did a pretty good job getting snow off of the roads. You can see they're pretty well clear. They're a little shiny, so it looks like they're a little wet. And when the temperatures drop tonight, that means that these roads will be pretty slick. Plows are still going to be out, making sure that blowing and drifting snow doesn't get in the way, but you're still going to have to be cautious. Give the plows plenty of room, not just to the back, but also to the side. Stay behind them if you can, and that'll just lead to better conditions for you anyway. If you do decide to go out, please give all of your attention to the roads.
Definitely, please, no distracted driving. Put those cell phones down and just be really aware the conditions can change very, very rapidly. We're going to be out there fighting it. We can't be everywhere, and those conditions are going to change very quickly.
And one area in particular that you want to be careful is on bridges. Those tend to be even more slick than the rest of the road, so changing lanes there is not a good idea. They also recommend having an emergency kit in your car that has blankets, food, water, anything else that you could need if you get stranded. You can see out right now, it looks like we got stuck behind an accident. There have been people sliding off the Beltline already, so please just take it slow, take it cautious, put your phone away, and just be careful. And if you can't do any of that, just go ahead and stay home.
Amy Reed reporting tonight. Amy, thank you.
Now, the city of Madison under a snow emergency until at least 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. People across the area had to dig out their cars and shovel several inches of snow. We even saw one man using a leaf blower to clean up his driveway. City offices were open today. Mayor Paul Soglin expects them to stay open tomorrow, but that is a decision he plans to make on a day-to-day basis based on a combination of road conditions, temperatures outside as well.
People sometimes forget that this is Wisconsin. And after a 9-inch or 6-inch snow and minus 20-degree weather, they expect life to go on as normal. Welcome to Badgerland.
Mayor Soglin also asking you to shovel out your fire hydrants, drive more slowly than you usually would, and check on your neighbors as well, especially as those temperatures drop.
There are a number of places around Madison to stay warm. The Beacon will reopen tomorrow morning at 7:30, but Porch Light and the Salvation Army are options. There are also city and school buses at Madison Metro stops to serve as warming shelters. Roads are just as bad outside of Madison, with visibility being a major issue. Amanda Quintana joins us live from Sauk County now with more. Amanda?
Yes, well, that visibility you just mentioned, Charlotte, that is the biggest issue. When that snow starts to blow in front of your car, it's really, really hard to see. Even a car that's not that far in front of you, it's hard to see it. Now, as you get outside of Madison, we went west today out of Madison. You can tell that there's more snow on the ground than there is on the Beltline and in the Madison area, and it's much more slippery. We saw quite a few cars and semis that slid onto the side of the road. Highway officials say this is dry, light snow, so it blows into the roadways even more.
Wind blowing, the wind's going to move the snow around. A lot of drifting. We'll see a lot of drifting overnight. The other issues that happen with that is as a pavement, you get a lot of traffic on the pavement heats up, that snow comes across, starts to melt, starts to form ice, and so we can get a lot of slippery spots.
Now, this is going to continue to happen for the next few days. Just because the snow stopped tonight does not mean that the roadways are clear. Now, as you heard from the highway coordinator, he said that it's going to continue. And also the biggest issue as these temperatures start to go down is that salt will not work anymore. So they're going to start to put sand on some of those county and town roads, but probably not on the state roads. So there will definitely still be some slick spots over the next few days.
Most definitely. Amanda Quintana reporting tonight. Amanda, thank you. And if you were flying today or picking up someone at Dane County Regional Airport, you will want to check the status of that flight. Right now, there are several cancellations and delays. The airport's website, listed there on your screen, has the most updated information on flights.
Well, today was a snow day for many schools and even colleges in our area, but not for those attending UW-Madison, which hasn't had a full weather-related day off in 5 years now. But as our Madeline O'Neill can tell us, that might change over the next few days, Maddie.
Well, if UW-Madison decides to cancel classes this week, we'll likely hear from them tomorrow. The last time UW-Madison canceled a full day was in December of 2012 during final exams. In 2014, the university canceled morning classes, so it's pretty rare. But if it gets as cold as we're expecting, it might just happen again.
We always try to keep campus open.
UW-Madison students are pros when it comes to getting to class in the snow.
Today's not too bad. It's just snowy.
Some have come up with some pretty unique ways to get there, too.
It's just a trek.
It's the unprecedented cold.
We don't want to lose our fingers. The frostbite.
That no one is used to.
I think what we're expecting in the next couple of days is kind of a game changer.
UW police spokesperson Mark Levicott says a group of university officials are looking at the forecast, trying to determine the best course of action in the coming days.
And when it gets that cold, it's just dangerous, too dangerous to be outside, and most of our students walk to class, so we're definitely keeping that in mind.
All of our students are commuter students.
All Madison College locations are closed Monday. Communications Director Carrie Heyer says plenty of factors go into canceling classes, including road conditions and what K-12 schools are doing to help out students who are parents. But now, he says, we're heading into uncharted territory.
It's one thing to get all the snow we've had. That happens on occasion. But this cold weather that they're forecasting is it's pretty new to us. So we'll just have to assess what's going on and make decisions that are in the best interest of students.
At UW-Madison, ultimately the chancellor makes the decision on whether the weather is extreme enough to close campus.
Just think about how most kids don't have transportation downtown and that you have to walk everywhere you get, and that's dangerous.
It truly does come down to life safety.
Now, Madison College will be open tomorrow as of now and will determine whether to stay open going into the week. Again, UW-Madison officials say that if class is canceled on Wednesday, the coldest day in the forecast, they'll likely put that decision out tomorrow. And now, whether or not class is canceled, both colleges encourage people, if they don't feel safe, to just call the professors and let them know.
Yeah, we know UW-Whitewater has canceled classes for tomorrow already. They're going to be closed all the way till Friday. Wow. And I know UW-Milwaukee also was closed already today. So these are big decisions.
Making preparation,
Safety comes first. Maddie, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's known as the frozen tundra, but even Lambeau Field couldn't handle today's cold and snow. Stadium tours, the Lambeau Field atrium, and all of its businesses, including the Packers Hall of Fame, were closed today. No word if they will be open tomorrow. The cold weather is also impacting animals and livestock.
Jamie Perez shares what one farmer is doing to protect her cows from these bone-chilling temperatures.
On this farm in Watertown,
we'll leave that there for right now. You hold my hand?
Dairy farmer Carrie Mess is preparing for one of the coldest winters we've seen in years.
Normally, cold temperatures in Wisconsin, we deal with it all the time.
True, but not quite this cold.
You know, -50. That's a whole nother story.
It's exactly why Carrie is working around the clock to make sure her cows are able to stay warm through the next few days.
This is our freestall barn where our cows spend most of their time.
She's putting as many of her cows in sheltered areas as possible and making sure their water supply doesn't freeze on them.
Our waters have heaters in them.
Carrie's cows are her family, and she treats them as such. Right, Carrie?
Oh, absolutely. These girls come before us.
And obviously taking care of your cows when it's this cold in general proves to be a challenge, but it takes that challenge a step further when you have cows that are pregnant.
Carrie induced labor on one of her cows who was already a week past her due date, so she wouldn't have to give birth when it gets colder. And with 5 more on the way.
It's like any new baby, we want to protect them.
Less than 2 hours after we did this shoot, another calf was welcomed into this cold. While she can only hope her other cows don't give birth on some of the coldest days to come, Carrie has to take extra precautions to make sure the little ones on the way and the ones already here make it through their first week alive.
Can't imagine life without cows.
In Watertown, Jamie Perez, WISC News 3.
Now, animals can get frostbite just like we can. If you own animals that usually stay outdoors, make sure to find somewhere warm for them to stay over the next few days.
News 3 viewers are sending in some photos they took today of the snow, and if you have any you would like to share, send them to us at tips@channel3000.com, or you can post them on our Facebook. With the temperatures dropping, be sure to stay safe and informed by downloading the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather and Traffic app. It is free in your app store. Still to come at 6, good news for the Badger basketball team.
And the city of Sun Prairie taking legal action after this summer's deadly gas explosion. The story next.
Sun Prairie is suing in connection with the deadly natural gas explosion this past summer.
A VC Tech worker installing fiber optic cables hit a gas line in July, killing fire captain Corey Barr. The Wisconsin State Journal reporting the city filed a lawsuit Friday against VC Tech and Bear Communications, which contracted with VC Tech for the fiber optics work. The lawsuit seeks unspecified damages and costs. The woman who drove her vehicle into the Baraboo River last week has died. Police had to pull 49-year-old Renee Conger out of the river in Caledonia last Monday. They say she failed to navigate the corner of Cascade Mountain Road near Fox Glen Road. This crash remains under investigation.
Madison is second for pedestrian safety among the top 100 largest metropolitan areas in the country. That is according to a new national report. At a conference today, city officials celebrated the ranking. They are looking to introduce more innovation to improve pedestrian safety, such as high visibility crosswalks and rectangular rapid flashing beacons. Their goal is to have 0 traffic fatalities.
Well, the next few days are going to be very cold in Wisconsin and really across much of the Midwest.
Gary sharing just how dangerous this type of cold can be after the break in his first alert forecast.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us now. We'll take a step-by-step through what we can expect over the next few days, right up until that warm-up, Gary, on Saturday.
Yeah, that's a long ways down the road, but that's the light at the end of the tunnel that we have to look at for the weekend. Temperatures could be back into the 30s, and it's not going to melt all the snow. It's not going to improve everything, but it'll make it feel a whole lot better. We have some of the snowfall totals in here. Montello, almost 15 inches of snow. Portage, 10.5. Just saw a report out of Beaver Dam, about 11.5 inches there. Here at the WISC-TV studios, we ended up with 8.2 inches in the backyard. Beloit, about 6 inches. I live in Verona. I think we ended up with about 7.5 there. And then a little less in Johnson Creek and heading out toward parts of southeastern Wisconsin. Now, we have alert days in the forecast. The snow is pretty much over with, but blowing and drifting snow may become an issue, especially areas that got that light, fluffy snow. And then it's just the brutally cold temperatures over the next couple of days, where low temperatures will drop to 25 below zero. Daytime high temperatures staying below zero on Wednesday. The high temperature only getting up to around 15 below zero, and wind chills at night could be as cold as 60 below zero at times. That is just dangerously cold. The snow pretty much gone now out of Wisconsin. To the north and west, there's a couple of flurries up toward the Twin Cities area. That'll stay to the north of us, just with a little passing patch of clouds. Temperatures right now mainly in the single digits, but behind that second patch of clouds, notice those temperatures dropping off even further. And by tomorrow morning, we should be down below zero. Winds not as strong as they'll be over the next couple of days. The area of low pressure is right about just east of Muskegon, Michigan, and you can see the wind circulation here. Strongest winds are running through Iowa and Illinois right now, so a little bit lighter across southern Wisconsin, but as they pick up in speed, these wind chills that are currently in the single digits and teens below zero will start dropping to the 20s, 30s, and 40s below zero. Future track wind chills, that tells the story. By tomorrow morning, these are the wind chills, probably down around 30 to 35 below zero in southern Wisconsin, and then during the day tomorrow, those wind chills don't improve. Even though the temperatures go up by a few degrees, the winds also pick up, and so that counteracts it. And then by Wednesday morning, the winds remain strong, and the temperatures crash to around 20 to 25 below zero. That puts wind chills between 50 and 60 below zero in spots. And during the day on Wednesday, with high temperatures in the middle teens below zero, those wind chills could be as cold as 40 to 45 below zero at times. Another bitterly cold or dangerously cold night, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. The temperatures a couple degrees colder, the winds just a little bit lighter, but that still comes out with wind chills somewhere between 40 and 55 below zero. And then on Thursday, those wind chills remain below zero. The actual temperature doesn't come up above zero until early on Friday morning. So because of that, wind chill warnings are in effect from Tuesday afternoon through Thursday morning for all of Wisconsin. And much of this area is under a wind chill advisory during the day tomorrow. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. It's cleared out, but it is cold out there. The high today 21, the low temperature 3. Right now we're at 9 degrees, but the wind chill makes it feel like it's 6 below zero with north-northwesterly winds at 12 miles per hour. So our forecast includes that wind chill warning Tuesday afternoon through Thursday morning, wind chill advisories till noon tomorrow for western viewers, and from 4 a.m. until 6 p.m. for the rest of us. Low of 7 below zero, wind chills by morning to 35 below. Tomorrow's high 1 below zero, and again, bitterly cold through the day. Future track, you can just see how quickly these temperatures drop off tonight. Tomorrow, they stay below zero during the day, and then really nosedive for tomorrow night into Wednesday. These are temperatures during the middle of the day, only in the mid-teens below zero. And again, those wind chills could be as cold as 60 below zero early on Wednesday morning. 7 to 10 day forecast. After that, look what happens. Temperatures get back up into the 30s with some rain and snow chances into the weekend. At least it'll be a little milder for much of next week.
The Badger men's basketball team is back in the top 25 in the country, and that new ranking will get its first test in Lincoln, Nebraska. The story is coming up in sports. The Badger men's basketball team is back in the AP Top 25. Wisconsin is ranked 24th this week. Marquette is up to 10th in today's rankings. Badgers are going to play at Nebraska tomorrow night at 7. Tim Miles' Cornhuskers were hoping to contend for a Big Ten championship this season, but Nebraska is only 3-6 in the conference. They just lost one of their top players for the season when Isaac Copeland tore his ACL last Saturday. Still, the Badgers are only 2-2 in Lincoln since the Huskers joined the Big Ten, so it's Badgers beware.
You know, their backs are against the wall. You know, that's part of it. Playing in a tough Big Ten conference, you can go through ups and downs. You know, we've experienced it. There's kind of hills and valleys within it. But you know what? At this point of the season, everyone's got to be desperate. Everyone has that sense of urgency.
I love the Nebraska Stadium. There's not a lot to do out there, so a lot of the fans come out, a lot of students come out there. So it's always really upbeat game. A lot of fans, a great atmosphere. So it's definitely a fun place to play.
Did you see how the Badger women's basketball team won its game with Nebraska at the Kohl Center yesterday? Down 2 in the final seconds. Kelly Carla shoots from the corner and makes the 3, and the Badgers win at the buzzer, 70-69. Wisconsin was behind 14 points in the third quarter, but rallied to win its second Big Ten game. Brewers pitchers and catchers report to their renovated complex in Maryvale a little over 2 weeks from today. After getting to the National League Championship Series last year, expectations even greater this year. The Brewers On Deck event in Milwaukee sold out, drew over 17,000 fans yesterday. As far as those high hopes for 2019, well, the players seem to have them too.
Same thing this year. You know, it's about, you know, whatever happened last year, that's over with. You know, it's time to turn the page and get ready for this year. At the end of the day, you know, we've got to go out here, get in the playoffs, and kind of go from there.
I mean, there's a little bit more expectations this year than there were last year, and this is kind of the window we're in right now. We've got a nice little window right here where everybody's under control, and we can kind of go for it here these next couple of years, and that's what everybody's shooting for.
Our next Prep Mania game of the week is Thursday, weather permitting, when Verona visits Sun Prairie in Big 8 girls basketball. Sun Prairie's in first place, just ahead of Middleton. Verona's Aaliyah Smith leads the conference in scoring over 21 points a game. Broke joins me Thursday night at 7:15 for the game live on channel3000.com. 61 years ago today, the Green Bay Packers hired Vince Lombardi as their head coach. That was January 28th, 1958. Lombardi coached the Packers for 9 seasons. They won 6 conference titles and 5 NFL championships, including 2 Super Bowls in those 9 seasons as the Packers head coach. Sunday in Atlanta, they'll play for the Lombardi Trophy, Super Bowl 53, the Los Angeles Rams and New England Patriots at Mercedes-Benz Stadium right here on Channel 3. Kickoff just after 5:30 p.m. Sunday. I just looked at StubHub, the cheapest seat right now, top row, end zone, $2,700. That's watching on Channel 3. It's a lot cheaper.
Much cheaper. Boy, Gary's good thinking about catchers and pitchers reporting. Seems a long way from here, though.
Yeah, the snow is gone, but the bitterly cold temperatures are here. We're already down to the single digits with wind chills below 0, and those will continue to drop. By Wednesday morning, we could see those wind chills around 60 below 0.
Gary, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for News 3 at 6.
Stay warm this evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.